We're in Salt Lake City, Utah, where the Jazz are looking to take one from an Eastern Conference opponent here at the Energy Solutions Arena. And it's back to Detroit for the Pistons at the conclusion of today's game. They're in 5th place in the East, a team to be reckoned with for sure.
Well, you know, I think for Detroit, they've just been having an outstanding season. I mean, no other way to describe it. They're making strides in the stands and playing excellent basketball.
And they've got to like their position as they approach the postseason, playing their best basketball of the year right now.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. Monroe and Drummond there inside. Jennings and Meeks in the backcourt. And it's Butler in at the 3, the small forward.
Andre Drummond still just 21 years of age, the first one-and-done player in UConn's storied basketball history. And the Pistons staff say he's a sponge. Whether it's breaking down video with assistants or honing his skills, he is really a hard worker.
Monroe's shot is good.
Boy, you got to love that nice assist by Jennings.
For the Detroit Pistons, they come in off the loss to the Trailblazers.
Well, Clark, they really shot terribly from downtown in that one and eventually paid the price for it.
They sure did. I mean, sometimes you can make up for poor three-point shooting with a strong inside game, but theirs wasn't quite strong enough.
Now here's Drummond. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Trailblazers in Portland. Now here's Burks, defended by Butler. And again, the three-point shot is good for Money. Money's got 9.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Jennings kicks to Butler. It's back to Jennings. Puts up a 3, and the shot is good. Jennings has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Utah has gone 3 of 3 from deep. 9 points run up from outside here in the first. No good from Money. The Pistons have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. And stolen by Hayward. Fast break. Here come the Jazz. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Butler with the ball. Averaging 8 points a game. Jennings with the ball. Now defended by Money. And that's a foul called on Money. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
And here is Drummond, averaging 18 points a game. 5 to shoot. He dishes it to Monroe. And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession. And let's take this chance to show you the highest scoring power forwards and centers in the NBA since the All-Star break. Andre Drummond 4th.
And there are different styles among those big men, but they have one thing very much in common. They can dominate offensively, face up or back to the basket. They can get it done.
And that's what makes that list so intriguing to me, Steve, just how varied it is in terms of technique each of those big men use. I mean, you could fill a textbook by taking a little piece of each of their games. I mean, they all do something different and unique and do it well.
The Detroit Pistons, a proud franchise, of course, from 03 to 08, 6 consecutive trips to the Eastern Conference Finals. And Clark in 2004, the NBA title.
But the rebuild process has had its hiccups, Kevin, its speed bumps, if you will, some questionable free agent signing. There's talent there, but this team hasn't quite figured out how to come together.
Shots good for Money.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Now we'll go to Doris Burke, who had a chance to talk with head coach Stan Van Gundy.
Job one for them tonight, Kevin, getting back quickly on the defensive end of the floor. The real challenge when facing this team is limiting their transition points, and that, in no uncertain terms, is what he told his players going into this one. Guys?
And thank you for that, Doris.
And you look at the Pistons, some great size and athleticism inside, but they've lacked the high percentage outside shooting to space the floor offensively.
Jennings wide open, and they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Jennings has got 6. Jazz leading by 3. From deep. And again, the three-point shot is good for Money.
And, you know, for the Pistons last season, you look at the size and shot blocking ability, and you thought that team would be tougher defensively. But that wasn't really the case. I think it has to be attributed to mindset. Those young, big, athletic guys have to become much tougher mentally at the defensive end to be really successful.
Utah with the ball, following the miss by Jennings. Here's Becker from outside off the mark.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
Yeah, not enough defensive coverage there to prevent him from firing that time. But, yeah, I think if he's open, he's got to let that thing fly.
Now Jennings after the missed three from Money. Jennings passes to Monroe. Gobert pulls it in.
Well, they'll give him that shot. He doesn't have the most reliable jump shot in the world. We know that.
Here's Becker. Sinks the triple. Money's got 21 in the game.
Well, he's clearly feeling it, Clark, coming off that fantastic game last time out.
So Utah ends up going with the new group. And some changes here. Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. Hayward 3 and favors the 4. Alec Burks is out there with Money, and it's Gobert in at the center, filling out the middle. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. And here's Jennings following the 3 from Money. Jennings dishes to Jackson. Out to Monroe. Shot to stop the run. And with that, the Jazz lead is cut down now to just 10 on the basket from Jackson.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
Burks the pass to Money. Stolen by Monroe. Here's Butler. The shot's good. Jennings making the play.
Well, you knew he'd win that race.
Definitely. I mean, that's what you call early offense.
Greg Monroe, 6'11", 250, the ability to play the 4 or the 5 spot. And his combination of size and skill makes him very coveted around the league.
The Pistons making a change here. Meeks is checked in. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for Utah.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
Yeah, their passing has been terrific, too. Clark, we're seeing a lot of assists, really moving. A lot of flow offensively. I like what I see.
The shot's good for Money.
Well, as long as the threes keep dropping for him, he'll continue firing away.
And they are dropping for him. What a game he's having from deep.
Rob. One-on-one fast break. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Yeah, they've done a great job causing havoc and then taking advantage in transition offensively.
So it's Detroit now after the basket by Utah. Jennings. And again, it's the Pistons missing. Here's Money. What a tremendous game he played against Houston. Here's Gobert. Here's Favors. Tough break there. Shot after shot. They couldn't get anything to fall. Here's Monroe. And again, unable to change momentum here. Passes to Money. The 3. No good. And it's Detroit the other way. Their last encounter was in Detroit.
Yeah, and in that victory, they got huge contributions from their bench. And I thought their depth was really the major factor in that game.
I like that they're taking it inside and taking advantage of each opportunity, Clark, to chip away at the deficit.
Yeah, and doing it with the dunk is a major energizer, too. Gets the momentum going.
Yeah, and I think the interior defense, as good a job offensively as we saw, the defensive presence was almost non-existent. So they may see this lead disappear if they continue to give up those easy points.
Dinwiddie is checked in for Detroit. Let's catch up with Doris from the side.
Hey, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Quinn Snyder was going over with his team. He told his guys to make sure they keep the pace fast, to get out and run each and every chance they get. He also brought up offensive rebounding as something that should be a priority, saying, quote, those are the battles we can and should win. Maybe making those early adjustments will give them time to judge their effectiveness by halftime. We'll soon find out, Kevin.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. And that one's good. Favors has got his first points of the game.
But the defense just looked a little lazy on the glass there.
Yeah, nobody boxing out. That's inexcusable.
Pistons trailed by 18. Just to talk again about what Steve just said, they never missed a beat, Clark, when they turned to their bench.
Well, there wasn't much of a difference between the points they got from their starters and those they got from the reserves. A really balanced team effort, and you like to see that.
Clock at 6. Dinwiddie passes to Meeks. Goes back up. That's good. Meeks got his second bucket of the night. 1:21 left to play here in the half. Here's Money. 32 points in the game. Off target with his 3. Here's Dinwiddie. Feeds it to Butler. And he drops in the layup off the glass. So both teams changing it up here. And let's take a moment to show you the... And we finish one half of basketball. Jazz lead by...
Well, Karan, what do you...
Okay, eyes up front, guys. Our fans are really liking what we've done so far, and so am...
As we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen.
What a stellar outing in this one for Money. He's got 32 points and just an amazing performance from downtown.
He is raining down the threes, guys. You know how much I love to see this.
On the floor for Detroit, Monroe and Drummond there inside. Jennings and Meeks in the back, and it's Butler in at the small forward.
Yeah, the referee's all over that one.
No doubt about it. Clearly a foul. Nothing to argue about there.
It's his first trip to the line.
Well, you got to admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season, shooting better than 90% from the stripe.
And you know, with those numbers, he makes a defender hesitant to get too tight on him. I mean, he doesn't want to get whistled for the foul and put this guy on the line. That's a familiar sight. He hardly ever wastes his chances at the line. Cashes in regularly.
Here's Gobert, defended by Drummond. Here's Becker, and he's good on the 3-ball. Money's got 35.
Might as well just take it into his own hands and make that big lead even bigger.
Jennings kicks to Monroe. Rebounded by Money. Jazz leading by 15. About 1 minute played here in the second half. From deep, it's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Well, you knew that Andre Drummond was oozing with potential, but that P word, potential, you know, can quite often be as much of a curse, Clark, as it is a boon, but he just blossomed last year.
Yeah, he really did. I mean, with the way he moves around the floor at his size, you had to know that if he started to put it all together, he would be a game-changing talent, and he showed flashes of that and made a big leap last season.
Pistons trailed by 16. Jennings kicks to Butler. To the wing right side. Six on the shot clock. Jennings sets the screen for Butler. The 3. And good on the basket. Book it. Butler's got 5 points in the quarter.
Incredible. Only took them a few seconds to answer the 3-ball with one of their own.
Let's keep this thing going, guys. I love seeing a three-point battle like this.
For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Here's Jennings, and Detroit again with the bucket.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
Jazz leading by 11. Stolen by Monroe. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burdick. Doris, what do you have?
Well, thank you, Kevin. There are a lot of questions as to how Dante Exum will develop as a player. He has the skill to be a 2-guard, but grew up playing point guard. He would prefer the point, saying that's the position that has got me here. That's what I want to be going forward. We'll see if the coaches agree, Kevin.
We'll see how it plays out. Thanks, Doris. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. And that's going to be a turnover. They called for 8 seconds.
And checking out some numbers for Gordon Hayward. How the second half is shaped up for him. He's averaging 10 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. And, you know, pretty terrific numbers across the board.
You know, and considering the skills he possesses, that's what he's pretty much expected to bring on a night-in and night-out basis, Steve.
Now we get a chance to check out Andre Drummond. Since the All-Star break, he's been superb. Second in rebounding.
On his rebounding average, Steve. I mean, he's number 2 in the league in rebounding, and he does it with work ethic and tenacity.
Now here's Jennings. He's got 10. At the elbow, it's Drummond. Meeks outside. Utah with the rebound. They led by as many as 18 points. Coming into this, having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
And they lit it up from the three-point line. You don't always have to shoot like that to win a game, but it sure doesn't hurt.
Their percentage from deep was excellent. Just take a look at the box score.
And here's Jennings after the three-pointers from Monday.
Brandon Jennings, you remember, decided to play a year in Italy right out of high school rather than to go to college. He was the first guy to do that once the NBA implemented that 1 year out of high school requirement for the draft.
What a performance from Jennings here. He has 11 points, and he's got 2 baskets from out in three-point land.
I'm sure they'd like to get him a few more of those, so look for them to run some screens for him, try to pop him open.
The Jazz making a switch here. Booker's checked in. Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Detroit. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope comes in for Butler. Here's Becker. And again, it's the Jazz from deep. And for Brandon Jennings, he didn't play a whole lot while in Rome, but he stayed busy practicing and developing.
Yeah, and it didn't seem to diminish his stock that much, Kevin. You know, you go back to when he was drafted. He was a 10th pick by the Bucks back in 08.
Beautiful job angling his body, shielding the big man from the ball on his way to the basket.
That's really the only way to do it if you're going to take it down there amongst the tall trees.
And that one's good.
Now, the way this defense is playing out there, I mean, they might as well not be there. That's 5 straight wide open threes.
Yeah, and that's way too many. I mean, typically teams will get the message to cover shooters after 1 or 2 wide open threes, but
Cover somebody.
Checked in for Favors. Exum comes in for Burks. And it's Burke in for Money. And then for Detroit, Jackson comes in for Meeks. And Lucas subbed in for Brandon Jennings. Now here's Drummond. He feeds it to Caldwell-Pope. And Drummond kicks to Caldwell-Pope. Detroit, no good that time either. Utah leading by 16. Burke with it, guarded now by Jackson. Burke kicks to Exum. To the right side. Hayward dishes to Exum. No good with the triple. The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. We get closer and closer. Here we go, and Steve, we've got a moment here to go to our State Farm assist of the game, coming on some very clever plays.
Because he passes the ball so well, sets up his teammates beautifully, really gets this offense into a nice rhythm.
Delivering the pass important, but putting the pass in the right place for shooters, as you well know, huge.
Yep, no question.
Hayward 3 and Favors the 4. Money out there with Exum, and it's Gobert in at the 5, patrolling the paint. That's the group right now for Utah. Outside Jackson. Pass to Caldwell-Pope. Clock at 4. Fires from the line. Jackson misses. Utah leading by 20. The tray. No good from Money. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession.
I'll tell you what, wandering aimlessly out of bounds like that might earn him a ticket to the bench.
Alec Burks checked in for Utah. And then for Detroit, Butler, he's checked in for Caldwell-Pope. And it's Jody Meeks in for Reggie Jackson. Pistons trailed by 20. Drummond sets the screen for Jennings. Into Drummond. It's stolen by Gobert. Drops in the breakaway layup. Gobert's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Jazz. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Jazz.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And I'll tell you, the other thing that's been a factor is the transition game. They're scoring a lot of points on the fast break.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow, just like he got there.
And the pass to Money. From deep three-point range. Rebound by the Pistons. Monroe's got his 6th rebound on the night. Well, they're passing to Monroe. Monroe with another miss.
Boy, I tell you what, the complexion of this game would be completely different if he'd shot the ball anything like he's capable of.
The shot's good for Money.
They are killing them with that three-point shot here in the second half.
Well, the defense fully stretched out trying to stop that shot and still not able to get it done.
And now Utah, fast break. Wow, we're going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Kevin. That was special.
Oh, man, that was a circus dunk.
Outside Jennings. Good on the three-point shot.
He's really done a nice job taking advantage of his opportunities in this half.
The Jazz making a switch here. Burks is checked in. And we're about 2 minutes into the... Now here's Jennings. Jackson in the corner. Again, the miss by the Pistons. Here's Money from deep. The long distance three is buried. Money's got 55. And here's Jackson. Kicks it to Jennings. Here's Caldwell Pope. Tried to come right back with the three of his own. It's no good. And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Derek, your defensive pressure took its toll all night. Is this the sort of defensive performance that you can expect your team to deliver every night?
Yeah, we can. No, they were practice for. We come into practice, play hard, we work hard.
Hey, coach, what's shaking, baby?